Welcome. You ever feel like you're on the absolute edge of giving up, and then suddenly, bam, a breakthrough? Well, in this explainer, we're diving into exactly that, the slow, sometimes painful path to sudden success. We're going to look at the hidden architecture of ambition that makes it all work.
Let's be real, we've all been there. You're pouring every ounce of your energy into something, but you just can't see the needle moving. It honestly feels like you're on a treadmill, just running and running, but getting absolutely nowhere. It's so frustrating, and it can feel pretty lonely too.
And that feeling brings us to Arjun. See, Arjun was trying to build a business from scratch, a dream he'd held on to for years. He was putting in the hours, day after day, night after night, but it felt like all his hard work was just vanishing into thin air. He had slammed right into what you could call the wall of frustration.
And this chart, this just says it all, right? You can see his daily effort is way up here, just off the charts. But the visible results? They're barely even there, just a tiny little blip on the radar. That huge gap between the work he was putting in and what he was seeing, well, that's what was driving him to despair.
And honestly, can you blame the guy? He was completely burnt out, physically and emotionally. All that time, all that sacrifice, for what? He was right there, on the very brink of walking away from his dream, totally convinced it was just some silly fantasy.
But then, right when he was about to throw in the towel, a mentor kind of just appeared in his life. It wasn't some big, dramatic scene from a movie, just a quiet conversation that would end up planting a seed for a huge shift in how he saw everything.
You see, this mentor was wise. He knew that Arjun didn't need another to-do list or some quick-fix plan. What he needed was a total change in his mindset. So instead of dishing out a bunch of solutions, he just asked a single, really powerful question that would force Arjun to look at his entire struggle in a brand new way.
And that big question? It all centered on one little word: discipline. Now Arjun figured he knew what discipline was. He was working incredibly hard, right? But he was about to find out that real, true discipline is something completely different.
So the mentor's question wasn't just about a definition. He was really pushing Arjun to see that discipline isn't about just gritting your teeth and powering through. No, it's way more subtle than that. He was basically asking, what's the real point of all this hard work you're doing?
And this, right here, this is the heart of it. This is the big lesson. Discipline isn't a punishment you have to endure. It's a choice. It's that moment-to-moment decision to choose what you want most down the road over the easy thing you want right now.
Let's break that down, because it's so important. On one side, you've got that instant gratification, right? The ease of binge watching one more episode, the comfort of scrolling through your phone. And on the other side, you've got that deep, quiet satisfaction of actually making progress towards your biggest goals, the growth, the achievement. Discipline is what builds the bridge between those two worlds.
To really hammer this idea home, the mentor shared a simple metaphor. And this little story completely unlocked the secret behind Arjun's frustration. It sounds simple, but trust me, it has the power to change how you look at progress forever.
You know, our brains are kind of wired to expect things to be linear. You do the work, you see the result. It's like stacking stones. You add a stone, the pile gets taller. It's neat, it's visible, it's satisfying. But the mentor explained that this is a huge misunderstanding of how real, meaningful growth actually happens.
The mentor's idea was so clear. First, you plant a seed. That's your decision, your goal. Then you water it with your daily effort. Now, this next part is the hardest, and it's absolutely crucial. For a long, long time, it looks like nothing is happening. But underground, where you can't see, this complex root system is growing, getting stronger. And then, only when that foundation is solid, the sprouts suddenly burst through the surface, almost like it happened overnight.
For Arjun, hearing this metaphor was like a light bulb just exploded in his brain. Everything, all the frustration, all the doubt, it all just clicked into place, and that feeling of despair started to just wash away, replaced by this incredible new sense of purpose.
And in that one moment of clarity, he got it. Every single late night, every bit of effort, none of it was wasted. It was all being invested. It was all happening underground, germinating, building the foundation for the success he wanted so badly. Every little choice was another drop of water on that seed. So here's the big takeaway for all of us. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about construction. It's the bridge that you build, piece by piece, choice by choice, that connects the person you are today to the person you ultimately want to become. It's the daily decision to lay down one more brick, even when the other side seems a million miles away.
So the next time you feel like you're just spinning your wheels, getting nowhere fast, I want you to remember Arjun's story. Remember the seed and the stone. Progress is happening even when you can't see it. And then ask yourself this one simple question: what do you want most?